What if the exhaustion that you feel isn't laziness or lack of discipline? What if your body is simply trying to survive something you already lived? If you're new here, I'm Shanice. I help moms to heal from their past trauma so they can tap into their power, their purpose, and their full potential while wiring their brain from anxiety and depression. Most survivors say, and I don't even want to say a survivor, right? Like, it's so cliche. Like, oh, you're a survivor, you're a survivor. Baby, you are an overcomer. You went through hell and back and you still here, you're still standing, you're still, you know how I know you're still standing? Because you coming back and you're listening to the podcast. I see you listening, I see the engagement. Engage some more. I want you to drop your biggest revelation that you have got hands far from watching the series of your Vegas nerve. A lot of us, right, they have dealt with traumatic events. We always say that we're tired, or it's really really hard for me to focus, or you just can't get things done. You start things, you don't finish it, and the truth is, trauma changes your bio. It changes your biochemistry. It changes you metabolically. It literally changes you. It changes your DNA. It makes you become a person that you wasn't before. I'm not gonna say a weaker person, but it adjusts um, your beliefs. And we talked about this last week of how your beliefs can actually hinder your vagus nerve from blossoming, right? Trauma doesn't just it don't just affect your emotions, but like I said, it changes you metabolically. And today we're going to talk about how trauma impacts your cellular energy, how it slows down your mitochondria, and how God designed your body to restore itself without you even trying to restore it. Okay, let me say this: a lot of times when you go through a trauma, it shifts you into a survivor mode. And that's because it's how God created your body to put you in fight, flight, freeze, frown. And this is your body saying, I need you to stay alert. Don't rest. A bear is coming against me. I seen this post on Facebook. I thought it was so funny. It was this woman, she was drinking the water and she was drinking it really, really fast. And it was like, if your nervous system is so powerful that if you tell your nervous system that no, before you start healing, you told your nervous system no, setting a boundary is dangerous, or saying no is dangerous. You setting that boundary or you saying no, it's just like your nervous system just came across the bear. So your nervous system, when you go through these traumatic events, you're telling your body stay alert, don't rest, and your body is doing that. But the thing about it, the very thing that you told your body that it wasn't safe, you're now teaching your body it's safe to say now no. Now it's safe to put up, you know what I'm saying, not put up a wall, but to say no. And what happens is when the body is in high alert, it cannot repair itself. God is so powerful and all knowing. He created our bodies to repair itself on its own. And under what happens is the reason why you're so tired because your mitochondria is slowing down. It's your cells, right? Your oxygen delivery drops, your inflammation rises, your cortisol disrupt production, and your energy becomes insufficient. You feel a lot of brain fog because of this heavy body, your hormone shifts, you cravings, you feel burnt out, low motivation, and you probably think, I actually this just happened to me the other day. I just called one of my big sisters and I was just crying to her like, sister, I feel so weak. I feel like I can't do the things that I used to do. Like I used to, be able to get up and go all day. And then I had to shift my perspective. Is it the fact that I'm not that girl anymore? Or is it because I created a version of myself that God never created me to walk in? And what do I mean by that? God never called me to be in a hustle and bustle of the day. God called me to rest. God called me. Y'all remember this song? Let's get back to Eden, sit on top of the world. That was a song back in the day that they used to sing. But what that song is really saying is God never created us to toil. He never created to perform. He never created us to be burnt out. So instead of me calling my sister and saying, sis, I can't do the things I used to do, I felt like I was weak. In actuality, my body is screaming. My body is telling me what it needs. Don't be afraid when your body crashes. Your body is not crashing because you're broken. Your body is not crashing because you're weak. Your body is crashing because it is ready for the reboot. It's when you look at a computer, right? Say for instance, you're working on a computer. Your computer's receiving all this information, and then it crashes. You're crying because you lost your paper. Now you got to start all over. But I want you to understand something. The reason why it crashed is because it's ready to reboot to perform better. So it wasn't the fact that your body crashing. It's not because you're broken. It's trying to be able to reboot because it was created to reboot and repair on its own. When your nervous system is deregulated, your body gets the message. Once it's regulated, your body begins to get the message is safe. So when you find yourself having a crash, that's your body saying, I need to crash because I'm ready to reboot. But here's the promise. Here's the good news. Your body was designed to restore, which is why you hit a crash, so you will begin to reboot. Once you reboot, your nervous system starts to feel safe. Your mind renews, your body receives rest, your spirit is healed. You become out of protection mode. And once the protection mode is turned off, then the body can do what it was created to do, which is to heal. It's a scripture that we all know about. We quote it so much, right? Those that wait upon the Lord, he shall renew their strength. They shall soar up on their wings like eagles. They shall run and not go weary. They shall walk and not faint. But what is that scripture? He said, those that wait upon the Lord. So you might be rebooting. You might be crashing. I don't know where you at inside your process. You probably figuring out what do I need to do in order to have this reboot. I want you to understand, in order for you to have that deep healing, you need to allow rest to enter your body. Once you're out of the science shows that once your chronic stress reduces, your mitochondria start to work effectively. Your breathing is no more shallow, but it's deep, and that is able to birth more oxygen in your body. Your parasympathetic system is activated, which improves your ATP production, which is your energy. Your safety begins to lower your cortisol, which means the inflammation is low. And the body begins to shift into parasympathetic mode, which means your energy production improves. Which is why it is okay to say that those that wait upon the Lord, he shall renew your strength. Do you know renew means to exchange? Do you know renew means to recharge? God designed restoration in our biology. It lowers your stillness, lowers your cortisols. Trust lowers your hypervigilance. Faith regulates fear circuits. And peace restores power. I want you to take these practical steps. I want you to begin to slow down. What if you're not broken? What if you're okay? What if your body is just letting you know what it needs? It needs to crash so it can reboot. So what do you start doing? You start slowing down. You start breathing. You start doing gentle movements. You start getting the sunlight. You start having protein in the morning. You stop skipping meals. You start having quiet time, not performance-based prayer, but start knowing that you're safe in God. So what are you doing when you're slowing down? You're shifting your belief system. You letting your belief know it's okay to slow down. And let me say this, like I said last podcast, you might didn't catch it, but just in case you didn't. I had my first panic attack when I started slowing down. And the reason why I had my first panic attack when I started slowing down is because my body was not used to that. My body was used to moving. I was Martha and I was becoming Mary. If you don't know that story in the Bible, Jesus had met Martha and Mary in this city, and Martha was going around and she was doing everything, but Mary was possessed of devils, and God had just delivered her from those devils. As she was sitting at his feet and she was worshiping him, and Martha came to Jesus and said, "Why are you just sitting here? Why is my sister just sitting here at your feet, listening to you?" And he said, "Martha, oh Martha, what you're doing, basically what you're doing is nothing. And isn't that like any other mother? We're cooking, you're cleaning. And I can hear your voice right now. I don't have nobody else. It's just me." I was sitting at the feet of Jesus yesterday, and I was telling him, I said, "God, even though that's not true, it feels like it's true. It feels like I have nobody else. It feels like it's just me. And I felt like that he began to say that's the problem. My belief should never be it's just me. My belief should be I can count on God for everything. So yes, it may be me picking up the kids from football practice, having to clean the house, have to do all these things. But if my belief is rooted and grounded that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, that I don't have to carry my burdens, that I can give my burdens to Christ. Once my belief systems is rooted in that, then I will be able to be still and know that God is God. I want to leave with this. Slowing down equals stillness. Stillness equals clarity. Clarity equals confidence. Confidence breeds courage. You're not tired because you're incapable. You're not tired because you're tired because your body has survived the hardest season that you have ever been in. But you're no longer in survival mode. Your cells is ready for permission to live again. Healing is safe. Energy can return and restoration is your birthright. I want to end with this. As you're entering, slowing down so you can walk in stillness. So stillness can bring forth clarity. Clarity can bring forth confidence. And confidence can bring forth courage for you to step forward. Remember, your nervous system learned was not safe. And now you're relearning it. What is safe? What's safe? Be still and know that God is God. You may feel like you're alone, but I want your new belief system to be rooted in this. God will never leave me nor forsake me. And even though I may have this long to-do list, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.